Hey y'all. Hello. My name is Ashley Nicole Phillips, and I am healing frequencies from the future. Sensitivity's never mutual. I might not be for you, but I'm for me. I never felt free until I found me. I never felt free until I found me. I'm liberated, hey. I'm liberated, yeah. I never felt free. I was born. I am a channel for the divine. My name is Ashley Nicole Phillips. I am a channel for the divine. I am the host, curator, assister with Kingdom Things Podcast. Within Kingdom Things Podcast, I amalgamate the messages and energies that I channel from the divine or all of infinite creation or God, commonly known on earth as God. The messages and energies I channel from all the creation, from God, I amalgamate and publish these messages and energies in the Kingdom Things Podcast. My podcast, Kingdom Things, is available on YouTube as well as Spotify. My journey started from the beginning of this life, I like to say, but this journey of evolution and ascension, stepping into new levels of understanding of self is really a continuous, infinite process. It has no beginning and has no end. A part of my purpose for the creation that is part of my purpose. God has led me to understand part of my purpose for the creation of myself is to assist with elevating the human consciousness, to assist the humans of planet Earth with being able to glean and understand and tap into higher understandings of all that is, right? As yourself, God is a meticulous architect. Grand Maestro, as I like to say, a Grand Maestro who creates with intention. Nothing is unintentional. Every experience, every creation has a purpose, a grand purpose. Whether you perceive your purpose to be big or small, all purposes are grand because they go towards the operation of the whole, all of creation, or God, the expansion and elevation of all of creation, or God. So again, on the Kingdom Things Podcast, I've channeled many messages, and I channel messages from the divine and publish the messages on the Kingdom Things Podcast. This is a Kingdom Things Podcast Oracle Shorts reading. So what I do is I use Oracle cards. I use these Oracle cards to channel messages. So if you're viewing this video, there's an energy, there's a message that yourself, your spirit, God, as you are an aspect or dimension of God, wants you to hear, wants you to take in, wants you to grow your own dimensionality, grow your own self from. So I am using the Alana Fairchild Rumi Oracle card, Invitation into the Heart of the Divine. And how I use the cards is I whatever cards come out, I use the cards more as a tool. Whatever cards come out, I'll look at the picture, read the message. We will look at the picture, read the message, and I'll channel whatever message wants to come through. Please, God, I've already prayed. I prayed before I came on, but let me pray again. Please, God of the highest white light, creator energy is the highest white light, prime source is the highest white light. Allow me to be the channel that you intended me to be in order to create channel these messages, create this video for the upliftment of the souls, the people that are coming across this video. We're gonna take this card, that flit, and that one too. And this one too. Actually, all of these. Ooh, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be long. This is gonna be long. We're gonna take all of it. That's okay. That's what it is. We're gonna take all of these. And then I just want to show this picture. I'm being guided to show this picture. Show that image there. Hopefully that's activating for yourself. And when I say activating, As humans, a lot of the times we operate from our karmic patterns that are passed down from our ancestors, our earthly ancestors. So like the ways of doing things of our family lineage. God is calling us to step into our higher purposes. So not just like our earthly embodiments, but our soul purposes. Our souls span across all space and time. Our DNA has the encodements of the history of our souls. And as you know, as we recorded, humanity recorded, 96-97% of our DNA is not activated. And this is because we operate from that 3 to 4%, which is like our karmic earthly patterns. We're being guided to step into our higher purposes. So like our soul purposes, we're being guided to step into our higher purposes, our soul purposes. In order to do this, we have to begin to activate ourselves. How do we activate ourselves? Following our intuitive guidance in order to come into balance, in order to align with our divine plan, the plan that we created. A lot of us term this as soul contracts, the soul contract we created, a higher soul contract that we created before we incarnated. I went over these teachings in the video on the Kingdom Things podcast video, YouTube and Spotify. I believe it's on YouTube and Spotify. It's titled Celestial and Galactic I'm going to put a little picture right here because I can't remember, but I talked about, I went over these teachings, this channeled energy where you have the option in order to step into higher levels of self, in order to create a more high vibrational experience in your life, in order to project a more high vibrational, more enjoyable life. As the energies we embody project, we are projectors, the energies we embody project into our reality and create our lives. We have the option to step into higher vibrational, energetic embodiments of self in order to project a more joyful experience that we call life into our realities. So as we begin to activate ourselves by following our intuition, coming into balance, making new patterns that are more high vibrational, so more beneficial for your being, more expansive for your being, making those decisions by following your intuition, and it's going to look and feel and be different for everybody. There's no one size fits all, and that's the biggest thing is you have to go within, meditating, going within, to be able to tap in and come into alignment with your intuitive guidance, be able to tap into your intuitive guidance, to follow your specific instructions that are specifically for you, your diet, the things you do, the things you listen to, everyone's going to have a unique set of instructions, intuitive guidance. So it's about tapping inward in order to get those instructions, in order to come into alignment, to follow your divine alignment, in order to be able to raise your vibrations, in order to be able to raising your vibrations is raising your energy pattern, your energy embodiment, to step out of those old ancestral earthly karmic ways into more high vibrational states of being, to create a more high vibrational life, a life that's more in alignment with your higher purpose or your soul purpose, your divine purpose. We're always where we're supposed to be, and we're always who we're supposed to be, so don't beat up on yourself throughout your journey. So this first card that we have here that we're going to look at, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm a lover of art, so if you're a lover of art, you will definitely enjoy these cards. So this says, enter the garden of delights. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out, to tussle with the parts of us that would decay. Let me run that back. Enter the garden of delights. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out, to tussle with the parts of us that would deny aliveness is risky, with such potential for heartache. Yet, what could be more heart-wrenching than the slow death of a precious human soul, suffocated by fear and inertia? So Rumi is your midwife. He is standing in that threshold with you now. Will you say a deep yes to your life? Will you say a deep yes to your life? How in alignment? How in alignment with what I've been channeling, what we've been talking about? How in alignment? As I've stated, this message, this Rumi card is in alignment with what the human being of planet Earth is being called to step into a higher embodiment of self, a more high vibrational embodiment of self, a more realized embodiment of self, as the way you, dear human beings, have been dwelling is in, and I will not say dwelling infinitely, but the way you've been dwelling the past few thousand years has been a minute aspect of your true potentials, as you do, dear human being, encapsulate the encodements of many dimensions and aspects of our Creator, of God. You have the potential to harness, leverage, and embody energies far beyond your planetary system. As you embody energies far beyond your planetary system, you are able to encapsulate these energies in order to project these energies into your reality and create what you call miracles in your reality that are far beyond what you would consider the mundane, far beyond what you would consider to be realistic or reality. Step into the light of who you are. Begin to embody your higher self, your soul self, as you, dear human beings, are worthy of this. Enter the garden of the lights. And we have this card. My nose is itching, so my angels are talking to me. This, as much as the channels and teachings are for everyone that's viewing these videos, it's for me too. My nose is itching. My nose is itching. From nothing to everything. From nothing to everything. Oh, my friend, if you're longing to be written on, become a blank page. Sometimes you're asked to surrender a fantasy because reality is knocking at your door. It is a divine paradox that reality may deliver what you have been fantasizing about, but in an unexpected form. The divine knows how it will work best. Let go with trust in your heart. The divine is guiding you from fantasy into the fulfillment of what you have imagined. From nothing to everything. Many energies have been channeled into your realm, into your dimension of planet Earth, explaining the paradox of letting go, creating space and room for more to happen. Dear human being, you have been programmed to believe that you must do, you must go, you must enact, you must be in a certain way in order to achieve the things that you see for yourself, the things that you want to, the things you aspire for your reality. When in the truth, these things that you aspire to be, to experience, to create your reality into are not things in which are foreign to the dimensions and aspects of creation, as these things are channeled energies or seeds from our Creator to you. Seeds that were never planted to not be assisted with its growth of the seeds. Dear human being, you have a bevy of energies, of benevolent energies and beings in which you like to call angels or guides, spiritual guides, or God, that are here to assist with your every need, your every want, your every desire. When you ask, it is provided. It is up to you to be able to reach into a higher understanding, tap into a higher understanding by following your intuitive guidance, to raise your vibrations, to be able to perceive that you are being gifted when you are asked. And when you are not gifted when you are asked, it is a gift to not be gifted what you are asked, because what you are asking for is not in alignment for your highest good or the highest good of all. Dear human being, this creation that we call life is divinely orchestrated in every moment, even when it seems like everything is falling down. You are being divinely guided, divinely orchestrated, and you are divinely loved. Let go and allow and receive the benevolence that is life. Let go, allow, and receive the benevolence that is life. From nothing to everything. I'm being guided to speak about what I was like the dialogue that I was having internally before I started this video. Dysfunctional families. Dysfunctional families. There's a lot of dysfunctional energies in our earthly ancestral patterns, our earthly ancestral lineages. But these dysfunctional family patterns are truly signs of great potential, as within the darkness, once we begin to go in, raise our vibrations, we come into higher understandings of why the darkness had to be and what the darkness was trying to teach us. The denser the energies that we incarnate into, the denser the energies of our ancestral patterns, the greater the potential for light, the greater potential for higher vibrational energies as we go within to follow our guidance into higher understandings. Those denser ways of being of our ancestors were truly gifts to be able to vibrate into higher frequencies, to turn that denser energy, that darker energy into light. The more darkness, once you shine your light, you understand there's expansiveness in the darkness. There's expansiveness in the darkness and room to learn, to grow in the darkness, to stretch into in the darkness. Once we shine our lights and no longer fear what has been, but understand what has been, is a playground for understanding, for growth, and greater potentials to love. Because as you understand and accept what is, that is truly what divine love is. Divine love is, unconditional love is, God's love is understanding and accepting what is, because we know what is serves a great purpose. What is for my highest good. As we channel, God does nothing out of meticulous purpose. So what is, accepting what is divine love, with the understanding that what is, whether I term it to be good or bad, serves a higher purpose that we might not always understand in the moment, but going within, we can tap into higher understandings and come into alignment with those higher understandings in order to take that darkness, that dysfunction, and shift it into understanding of why that dysfunction had to happen, shift it into growth, self-growth, shift it into higher frequential energies, shift it into potentials for expansiveness of self, expansiveness of reality. As we grow and expand self and our realities, we assist with the growth and expansion of the aspects of dimensionality, or God, all that is, infinite creation. So we're gonna go into the Hand of Fatima. Hand of Fatima, I can never leave you. You are my everything. Fatima, radiant daughter of the great beloved, brings you the gift of protection. Discern who you involve yourself with and how you use your time and energy. Give yourself permission to be nurtured through your own choices and the people and situations you say yes or no to in your life. You have drawn the hand of Fatima. Trust in her. You have drawn the hand of Fatima. Trust in her. I'm being guided to share the understanding that I have grown into. Every person, every dimension, every aspect of your life is only a mirror of dimensions and aspects of yourself. Every person, every dimension, aspect of your life is only dimensions and aspects of yourself. Learning from those dimensions and aspects of yourself and forgiving those people in your life that may have caused you heartache, may have caused you trouble and problems and disorder and turbulence in your life. Forgiving those people is forgiving those dimensions and aspects of yourself. As we forgive those people and we forgive those dimensions and aspects of ourselves, we are able to alchemize or transmute or change those dimensions and aspects into ourselves, into higher frequencies of energy, in order to, because once you are able to understand why those people's dimensions and aspects of your life showed up, what they're trying to teach you about yourself, you have graduated that lesson. You've learned the lesson that you incarnated to learn from. When we incarnate into every experience as souls, we contract the energies that we want to learn from. Once you learn from those dimensions, people, aspects of your life, what they're trying to teach you about yourself, you alchemize those energies, transmute those energies into higher vibrational energies, higher understandings. This process is known in Judaism as tikkun. As a tikkun, those energies that we take on before we incarnate into any experience, any life experience, in order to learn and grow on a soul level and learn and grow the population of the consciousness that we're incarnated into. So it's about learning and growing from every dimension and aspect of yourself. No longer pointing fingers. Oh, you hurt me. My nose is itching. This is for me. This is for me. No longer pointing fingers. Oh, you hurt me. And you'll still have that energy in you. Your brain is gonna want to repeat that tape. Like, oh, you hurt me. I don't like you. Oh, you hurt me. Get away. Your brain is gonna run that track back over and over again. But it's about aligning with the higher understanding every time your brain wants to run that track back. Aligning with the higher understanding. Oh, you were trying to teach me this, this, and this about myself. When your brain wants to run that track back, oh, you hurt me, I don't like you. Oh, this place is scary. Oh, this is that. Oh, this. When your brain wants to run that track back to point fingers, it's about aligning with the higher understanding that this person was trying to teach me this, this, and this about myself. This person was helping me grow into this dimensionality of myself. This person was helping me expand into this understanding of myself and the understanding of reality. Hand of Fatima. And once you graduate and grow, there's still going to be those parts of you that want to go back and hold on to what was, because stepping into new dimensions of yourself, stepping into new pastures of your reality can be scary, and you'll have those triggers that will want to pull you back into what you know. You'll have those triggers. A lot of the time they're unconscious. And they'll want to pull you back into what you know. And then, lo and behold, you'll find yourself going through the same cycle, taking that class again, and you thought you graduated it. You'll find yourself taking that same class again because you unconsciously were triggered into going back into what you knew, because you were afraid to move forward into the unknown, to the darkness, into the unknown, to what you don't know. It's about allowing yourself to be nurtured by yourself, loving yourself into new dimensions and aspects of yourself, and understanding everything that's external to yourself is only dimensions and aspects of yourself. So loving yourself into new dimensions and aspects of yourself, and being comfortable in your own company, as you are the universe, you are everything. So you're never alone. You're never alone. Loving yourself into greater understandings that you are everything and everything is you. The Hand of Fatima. All right, so we're gonna go into Blood Angel. Oh, and the artwork. The artwork is by Rizzoli. Artwork by Rizzoli. Blood Angel. In the midst of the darkness, a moon appeared with its brilliance. An opening to receive, you must empty what has been. Grace is not about exchange of equal measure. You will receive according to great generosity of life itself. More shall be offered in compensation for what you are willing to release. Allow for a new influx of energy. Allow for a new influx of energy. A lot of the times when we give, we are consciously or unconsciously expecting to receive from those in whom which we give to. So like if you're giving your love to a specific person and you don't feel like your love is reciprocated, know that whenever you choose to be loving, whenever you choose love, you are going to be reciprocated by the universe, because we are the universe, the universe is us, right? So whenever you're sending out loving vibrations and energies, you might not receive those loving vibrations and energies from the sources that you intended to receive them from, or you want to receive them from, but you will be compensated. The principle of compensation, Hermetics, principle of compensation, you will receive, that energy will come back to you. The energy will come back to you. It might not come from the person or thing that you want to receive it from. Don't let the resentment that you may encounter with not receiving the love back from the source in which you gave it to, stepping into the higher understanding that you will receive the love back. Stepping into the higher understanding that you will receive the love back. Hand of Fatima, and being conscious about where you give your energy, where you give your love, as your love is your energy, where you put your energy towards, the people you think about, the things you think about, that's where you're spending your energy. So spend your energy where it is for the highest good of yourself. Whenever you act in the highest good of yourself, you are filling your own cup, and as you fill your own cup, you are you are in the space to be. Whenever you are filled within and of yourself, you are a benefit to everything and everyone around you. Just as principle of compensation, what you put out comes back. As you emanate that energy of balance and fullness and happiness, you are impacting everything and everyone around you, whether they know it or not, whether you know it or not. When you are full and in balance and happy within and of yourself, you are impacting everything and everyone around you in a positive way, whether you know it or whether they know it or not. And whenever you do this, you will be compensated by the universe in unexpected, unlikely, and unconscious, a lot of the times unconscious ways. It's about us slowing down to appreciate every big or small payment of the universe to yourself and saying, thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, universe. We are nature. We are nature, and nature takes care of nature. Nature takes care of nature. As we begin to vibrate into the higher vibrations of self and emanate higher frequencies of energy, as we embody higher frequencies of energy, transcending the old karmic patterns of our ancestral lineage, we emanate higher frequencies of energy, and the universe compensates us with higher frequencies of energy. The universe will compensate us with what we call miracles, Allow for an influx of energy. The universe is wanting to compensate you. You don't have to do anything. You're already doing it by being you, by being full, by being happy. You are doing, you are acting in the highest good of yourself and highest good of all by keeping your cup full. And the universe wants to compensate you for that. The universe wants to compensate you for that. When you're in balance, as you are the universe is you, the universe is in balance. You know, you're assisting with the balance of the universe. So the universe wants to pay you back. The principle of compensation, that energy wants to come back and reward you and compensate you for your due diligence and your loving yourself. You loving yourself. The universe is thankful and grateful and appreciates you for loving yourself and keeping your cup full. So the universe wants to compensate you for that. It's about humanity stepping into higher levels of understanding of what reality is. Not waiting for another human to bring you back that energy that you put out, but allowing the universe to cycle that energy back to you. And when you do that, when you tap into that higher understanding and try to stay aligned with that higher understanding as much as possible, we're not going to always be aligned with the highest understanding. We're not supposed to, because we have to tap into those thoughts of the karmic energies in order to elevate those thoughts of the karmic energies into higher understanding. So we're going to waffle in and out of different energetic patterns, and that's okay. That's okay. It's about being with ourselves and loving ourselves through every way that we are, not just the happy, not just the good, not just the bad, but loving ourselves through every way that we show up. We got 2 more cards. I love this artwork. Oh, I love it. This one is you who show the way. The logical mind finds consolation in reaching out in a level of comfort in life. Lovers are focused beyond their own comfort. Just as the sun breaks through darkness, bringing the light to the world by simply being itself, so too does your inner sun, your soul. We were just talking about this. Your soul. You are an inspiration to many and help many more than you realize. This is an acknowledgement of who and what you are, given freely because you are ready to receive it. Just as the sun breaks through the darkness, bringing light to the world by simply being itself, so too does your inner sun, your soul. You are an inspiration to many and help many more than you realize. This is an acknowledgement of who and what you are, given freely because you are ready to receive it. We were just talking about this principle of compensation. Principle of compensation. As you are who you are and emanate your true soul's frequency, emanate your true sun, your true sun, your true sun, you are going to be compensated. You're going to be compensated. And not only are you compensated, but you're operating out of your divine purpose. When you're emanating your true light and you press onward regardless of any fears of being your authentic self, you are operating in your divine purpose. Whenever you are in alignment with your true authentic self, your soul self, your soul self, your soul self, and not the karmic energies of our ancestral lineage, you are breaking free and liberating yourself of boundaries and opening yourself up to infinite possibilities. You who show the way. And I want to say, you know how there's like, oh, I'm chosen, or you're chosen? That is beautiful. And it's good to know when you're chosen. But I want to say that all of humanity is being called. Many are called, few are chosen. Few are chosen is because few answer the call. Few are chosen because few answer the call. They send it straight to voicemail. Humanity is being called. Every person is being called. Few are chosen because few answered the call. Everyone's being called, right? That's funny, but everyone's being called. And every message in this video is for you. It's just being able to perceive and having the conscious awareness of self. Being able to perceive and having the conscious awareness of self. Because really, we all have let me get this right. Cognate dissonance. We all have cognitive dissonance. We all have some level of cognitive dissonance because we are not in alignment, full understanding of our soul self, of our true self, of our true north, our true home. Our home is our soul, it's our true self. That's where home is, it's our truth. But we all have some level of cognitive dissonance. But that's the journey of life, and that's the experiment of life. I channel a lot of information on this Kingdom Things podcast, available on YouTube and Spotify. That is the experiment of life. The cognitive dissonance is the an amnesiac state to who our truth is, our soul self, like the truth of what reality is. The amnesiac state to the truth of reality, the truth of self. We all have some level of cognitive dissonance, and we are journeying towards the truth. Everyone has a unique, authentic truth. So again, it's about going within to align yourself with your intuition so you can follow your own unique path, emit your own unique frequency to live a life you're worthy of, that's worthy of you, right? So we all have some level of cognitive dissonance where we just don't understand how great we are, right? We don't understand how great we are. Every single person, human being has been called, is going to be called, is being called. But it's whether or not you answer the call. You answer the call. So, dance of the divine feminine. How bitter the taste of water would be if the river stopped its flow. The universe esteems you capable of more than being sure-footed and sensible. You can whirl and stumble, inspired by the music of the spheres. There's big magic for you to weave in this lifetime. Prosaic priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. Give up the mainstays that drain your heart. Ask your soul what matters most and attend to that. Prosaic priorities. I've pulled this card a few times, right? A few times, right? And I always mispronounce prosaic. Prosaic priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. I'm probably still not pronouncing it right, but that's okay. Prosaic priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. Give up the mainstays that drain your heart. Ask your soul what matters most and attend to that. As we've been channeling, as we've been discussing in this Kingdom Things podcast Oracle reading, all human beings are being called to transcend the karmic energies, the karmic energies which translate to the karmic understandings of what reality is, right? In order to step into our true soul's frequency, a higher vibrational frequency, in order to have a higher understanding of what reality is, surpassing the old karmic energies and ways of being of past human history, the past couple of thousand years. Humans have not always been in such an amnesiac state. Humans have not always suffered from massive, intense cognitive dissonance. We have been a galactic civilization many times in the history of the human being of this planet Earth. I've channeled some information on that. Kingdom Things podcast, YouTube, Spotify. So we've been called back into the fold of divine alignment, back into the fold of a higher understanding of reality in order to connect with other beings of reality, in order to come back into the neighborhood. I like to say pull back into the neighborhood. In order to pull back into the neighborhood, we've been ducked off in this cul-de-sac. We're the only house in this cul-de-sac. We're the only house in this cul-de-sac. We're trying to pull back into the neighborhood and convene and relate and grow with our neighbors of creation. As we step into higher understandings of self, we embody higher frequencies of self, our soul frequencies, which help us understand, step into higher wisdom of what reality is. Everyone will have different understandings, different pathways to their understandings, as the different understandings are a part of the alchemy of creation. So it is not only intentional, but it is pertinent that everyone has different understandings as they find their understandings, as they step into their understandings. It is intentional and pertinent that everyone has different understandings and walk their own intuitive divine paths in order to come into their own intuitive divine understandings, in order for the alchemy of creation. If everyone thought the same, did the same, were the same as our karmic patterns have us acting in, if everyone thought the same, was the same, is the same, creation would be one-dimensional. It would be very stagnant. Creation would be very stagnant. God or creation is God. God is creation, is a very fluid, opulent, vibrant, beyond our concepts of understanding at this time. That is why it is crucial for you to go within, to tap into your own understandings, to align with your own understandings. And you come out of your, you tap it in and you look out into the world and you're like, that doesn't look like what I heard in here. That is okay. That is beyond okay. That is intentional. You are a unique pigment on the canvas of God's creation. So you go within and you come into alignment with some understandings. You look out into the world and you're like, that doesn't say what, that doesn't, that is okay. You are a unique pigment on the canvas that is God's creation. Be that, emanate that light, that energy. I'm so glad that you made it to the end of the video. I'm so glad that you joined me here, Ashley Nicole Phillips, on this Kingdom Things podcast, Oracle Shorts Reading Channel Messages. Again, Kingdom Things podcast, where I amalgamate the energies that I channel from God, from creation. It's available here on YouTube and Spotify. I also sing and write music. My music is available in the link in the posting of this video. Ashley Nicole Music is on SoundCloud and YouTube. As well as I'm an author. I authored the story of Asya. The story of Asya is about a teenage girl who's growing up in the New York City foster care system, and she's awakening to new dimensions and aspects, true She's waking up to true dimensions and aspects of self and coming into alignment with her truth, her authenticity. And she goes on a whirlwind, a beautiful, expansive journey. Coming Home, the Story of Asya is available in the Amazon bookstore. It's in the link in the posting of this video. I also voice recorded Coming Home, the Story of Asya. It's on Kingdom Things Podcast YouTube channel. I'm working on, there's a sequel to Coming Home, the Story of Asya. The Story of Asya, I'm Home. That is partially available, maybe fully available now. It's available on Kingdom Things Podcast YouTube channel. And will be published shortly for purchase as well. Coming Home, the Story of Asya is available fully right now in the bookstore, as well as on Kingdom Things Podcast. The Story of Asya, I'm Home, in the works. You can start flowing into that as well. It's a really fun and beautiful story. Amazon Premium Plus. Amazon Premium Plus. I'm really glad I get to offer this to you. Like I said, like we're channeling, we're opening ourselves up to new dimensions of self, allowing ourselves to explore new dimensions and aspects of self that we would not have explored before. Tidbit: human consciousness is one consciousness. So the people that you see out there, the different dimensions and aspects, even though they're you in this lifetime you have chosen and you have different preferences, that is still dimensions and aspects of what you have in here. So everything that you see out there, sometimes you don't allow yourself to explore that, see that. Audible Premium Plus, 30-day free trial. There are many titles that you can choose from, books, audiobooks, to open yourself up to different aspects and dimensions that you would have never explored, read about, thought about before. 30-day free trial, 1 free credit. So you get to download an available title with your 1 credit. Just close your eyes and move your finger around the page, and whatever your finger lands on, but even if it's something that you would never look at, download that one and allow yourself to expand into new dimensions of yourself. Again, it's a 30-day free trial, Audible Premium Plus. After the 30 days, it is $15 a month. You do get 1 free credit every month to download a new title that is available with your 1 credit. That is the link to the free trial is available in the posting of this Kingdom Things Podcast video. Again, I'm so glad that you found this video. I'm so glad that you're here with me. I'm grateful to be walking in my purpose. My whole life, now that I'm returning home to my true frequency, I remember that I came in with my true frequency. And I always knew there was something I was supposed to be doing. Ruby Bridges, the movie about Ruby Bridges, when I was a small child, I was like 3 or 4 or 5. That was one of my favorite movies. And now I have the understanding that God seeded that movie in my life to remind me of why I was here. I was here to be my true self in order to create a pathway for others, shine my light to create a pathway for others to feel safe to be their authentic selves. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you're worthy of that. Self-love is the best love because no one can love you like you can love you. Self-love is the best love because when you love on yourself, the world will mirror that love back to you. Again, my name is Ashley Nicole Phillips. Bye.